And here we go again. It's another episode of Football Tussle. I hope you've been enjoying the last recent episodes. It looks like you have anyway, because you come back with more viewers and subscribers there. But well done anyway for joining us. Yes, and it's an eventful weekend there, both sides of the table, or even in the middle, wherever you want to say. What do you think there? It was an eventful weekend? Especially for you as an Arsenal fan, but we'll come to Arsenal in due time. I know
it was a great weekend for me as an Arsenal fan.
Of course, there you are. But so no better place to start than at the Etihad Stadium there still, where the bees stung the defending champions late on. What have you got to say for that one?
Good for Pep. That's all I could say. Pep is so arrogant. But as an Arsenal fan, I'll be honest, I didn't see that result coming at all. No. I thought that was going to be a whitewash. But City sometimes
they're struggling.
No. They struggle in games like this. But the arrogance from Pep, not to make no substitutions to the 87th minute to bring in Alvarez and leave people like Jack Grealish, who's 100 million on the bench. Mahrez, who's quality, who was a top goal scorer last season with 23 goals, to have those two attackers on the bench when you're looking for a goal or you're trying to change. Even though I know Brentford scored in the last minute, but when it was 1-1, you could have brought these players on to try to change the narrative of the game. I felt like it was deserved, and to be fair play to Brentford as well, because they had so many chances to win that game before City strikes back with Foden's super strike. So listen, if I was the City fans, I blame the defeat on Pep and Jack Grealish for 100 million. Whose returns has been nothing.
Another thing for me, what's it called? As you said, it's a bit arrogant there from arrogancy from.
Oh, he's done it before.
There's multiple times. Him and Klopp were number one fans for getting 5 substitutes in
and you don't want to make any.
And then game after game, especially when you need a goal or some kind of game changer, you don't want to do it. And it's not like you've got to pull squads. So there's no excuse. For me, Bernard Silva, he cannot play in the front three anymore.
No, he can't. In midfield.
And also, another thing, there's no pace in the team. Who in that lineup that we saw on Saturday has got actual real pace? Maybe Haaland's got some kind of pace.
No, Haaland's not like the
Jesus or the Sterling pace.
They ain't got that pace. And I mentioned it earlier on in the season on the show that to say, even though Pep was justified with Haaland scoring loads of goals and Jesus ain't, and Jesus has moved on to Arsenal. But you need the players that could eat the channels. You need the players that have got legs. And even though Sterling is struggling at Chelsea, he's right now struggling a bit at Arsenal for goals. But this team's in a great Man City team, they never struggled. And for me, these players, Pep is going to feel it, because now you bring on Grealish, he doesn't have that much pace. Mahrez, he doesn't have that much pace. Even though I still believe he should have made a change. But you're right. Yeah. You need a different kind of player.
No direct pace.
No direct players. But yeah, you are right.
No pace, I'm saying, Another thing is, what's it called? The snub that Ivan Toney got from Southgate. What a way to answer that snub there, because really, there you are, 1-2 there still. For me, how he's not in the squad was a blow, but the writing was kind of on the wall once he didn't play in none of those Nation League games, not even 2 minutes, which is unfortunate for him, even though Maddison got through. But I think Maddison's had a few minutes under Southgate before. But it's a good way to answer, even though it's still a slap in the face, because the World Cup is not going to be for another 4 years. So, but well done to Brentford to go to the Etihad and get almighty 3 points. But yeah, go on.
Just to shed light on the Ivan Toney thing, because now in the next 4 years, he might not be in this kind of form to make the squad.
But that's what I'm saying. It's all over.
But the thing is, I feel like that was poor from Southgate, because apart from Kane, this guy's been in the English, the next English goal scorer in the league. How many goals has he scored this season? If I was to go quickly to Ivan Toney's goal record this season, you're looking at in the Premier League, he's played 14 games, he scored 10 goals. What
See,
more? What more do you want
there you
from a
go.
strike? What more
That's
do you
what
want
I'm
from
saying.
what more do you want from a striker? And remember, it's playing in the struggling side. Okay. And then Wilson, you're basing the fact that Wilson had played for England because he had had one cap and he had gone on a run of 2-3 games scoring. The guy wasn't even fit this weekend or previously. He's struggling again. And you've picked
Yeah,
him.
they said he had a cold or something. But for me, what's it
So,
called? Callum Wilson's good. But for me, if it's a choice,
Tony,
I'm taking Tony.
No,
Tony because he's not injury prone. And Tony, the only time he missed a game the other day was because of he reached
suspension.
5 yellow
Suspension.
cards.
Yeah. But you take Tony because the whole thing based on merit is a bit flawed because someone comes in and has three. Yeah, someone comes in and scores three goals in the last games, and then the media they're hyping him up, and then you pick him. I've been doing it consistently all season, and you don't pick me.
Hopefully we'll get time. What's it called? Once we get through the Premiership stuff there to talk maybe a few minutes on the actual 26 from Southgate anyway. But move. Yeah. But for me now, going into the international break, this is a quick one on Man City. They need to sort themselves out because last week they were lucky. Before that, where Kevin De Bruyne had to do like he was doing some acting on James Bond or something to get a penalty, and they scraped through that one. And now what happened to them in that game has happened to them in this game. They've not played well in the last couple of weeks, and now they have to be almost near perfect because of Arsenal. Doing that, getting the 5 points clear. But we'll move on. Let's go straight to Arsenal anyway, because that's the next one because of what happened. A significant weekend there, and Arsenal did what they needed, and they got the win, and 5 points clear going into Christmas on the international break. What have you got to say? You actually more belief now?
Listen. We're just gonna relax.
Why is Arsenal fans relaxing? Why are you relaxing? You've never had this good. So don't tell me about relaxing.
What you mean I've never had it this good? I've seen my team
long time ago.
I have seen my team win the Premier League on multiple occasions. Multiple occasions. For you, in the last 30 years, you've seen it once.
We're not talking about me.
No, I'm just letting you know there's a difference. So when you're saying relax,
we know
I've been here before.
Why are you relaxed?
I've been here before.
Why are you relaxed?
I know what it is for teams to win the league. I've been there. I've seen my team win there. Yeah, during that little game as well.
I'm not a Spurs fan. I'm not a Spurs fan. But well done anyway.
But I would say kudos to the whole Arsenal team. And I just want to say two things. Number one, the haters them. I remember when Odegaard was it last season or when he came on loan and people were saying, and people were saying he's a bit lightweight, and he's not good enough. Why did Real Madrid let him go? Because he's not quality enough. But listen, when you need your captain, come at the man, come at the hour. Odegaard, it's the guy brought some Thor, some Ragnarok power there from some Viking power from flipping Norway. And listen, 2 goals, clinical. And for me, that's the mark of a true champion, or you see a true championship side where every week, if it's not flipping Martinelli rising up to the occasion, it's Saka rising up to the occasion. If it's not Saka, it's Odegaard. If it's not Odegaard, it's Granit Xhaka. If it's not Granit Xhaka, it's Gabriel Saliba doing some good goals. So listen, or Partey. So listen, long may continue there. Long may continue. I just wish Arteta and the Arsenal board will seize this opportunity and strengthen the side come January. Again,
there's rumors that he will anyway get a couple in. What's it called?
He needs to. He needs to. And if you get a couple in and you feel like you've overspent, then let us get across the line. Then you can balance the books at the end of the season.
There you
but
are.
Come on, the Arsenal. Easy.
Well done for that power there. But once again, good stuff there. Once again, as I said on many episodes there, a sign of a very good team is when you can get goals from different players.
I just said it.
And even though Jesus is going through a long drought of 9 or 10 games without any goals, his presence causes problems up there as well. But well done to the Arsenal. What's it called? They've never been. I think it's about 12 or 13 years since or 15 that they've topped the table by Christmas. And most teams, with the amount of points that Arsenal got, minimum and above, have gone on to win the Premiership. No pressure, but well done there anyway.
Just to finish it off with this, Pep said, "We've been very good. but Arsenal have been too good.
Yeah,
It's
well,
a
I
difference.
mean, Pep, what's it called, blew himself anyway. He's very good there, but he's made howlers. But moving on there, the old our friends Wolves, they finally got a manager there, the former Real Madrid and Spanish manager there still. But Wolves, it's the same old thing. It's Wolves with no teeth. Regardless of all the players, I'm not going to even mention Portuguese FC, but for me, what's it called? They badly need a striker. They badly need a striker. I mean, Diego Costa's good. I mean, he was good anyway, but I think his best days are past him.
Unless they can get long time.
Yeah, unless they can get a striker in the January, window of any note, they're going down. Let's not be tense.
Yeah, they better be careful because they've got loads of.
They've got the technical players, but
and none of those players are going to play in the championship, so they might get raided, and we've seen teams get raided, and next week they've gone to League One. So
there you are. We'll watch that space with because at the moment he hasn't had the kick on effects. Anyway, it's only one game for him.
It's only one game, man. But he's a quality manager. I believe he's a good manager.
We just have to keep an eye on that anyway. Just have to keep an eye on it. Moving on to, there was some questions there about the rawness and the ability of the price tag there. But now Darwin Nunez is coming up with the goods there. The old darling Nunez.
Yeah, you're a Liverpool supporter. Go and tell them how you feel about Nunez.
Well, for me, I thought, as you said in previous, and I agreed with you, it's a bit raw. If he can just get the game time, get more games under his belt, more minutes, and then get more understanding with his teammates, and then because he always gets in a position to score. It's just he always rushes them and then puts them over the bar or passes to goalkeepers. But now, in this game, he was clinical there to even get ahead of Salah on the second one there, because I know Salah was right there.
Oh, yeah, it was right next to it. He couldn't have strong long legs.
Even though he done the high five there and the hug, and so Salah was damn. But yeah, if we can carry on like that, as I said in the previous episode, I will say minimum double figures. And I'm talking about over 10 goals there still. And if he can carry on like that, it's very good. Good understanding from Robinson there. Robinson's now equaled Leighton Baines, most assists for a defender in the Premiership record there. We always talk about Arnold, but sometimes Robinson gets forgotten there still.
You got two this weekend.
Right? And the only thing is Achilles' heel for Liverpool is that they can't keep clean sheets and they keep conceding. But Alisson was wonderful in that game, came up with some crucial saves there at certain times. And then Bobby is another one that said to the Brazilian manager, you see, I can still find the net, but you didn't take me. But well done to Bobby. Anyway, Bobby's fighting to try and get a new contract anyway.
It's
ends there.
With the Bobby one and the Brazil one, it's a bit funny because I'll be honest, it's either they pick Bobby or they pick Jesus. Because Jesus ain't scoring, but he's a different kind of striker. Yeah. Firmino's a different kind of striker who could link up play. But I'm guessing Brazil already feel like they got Neymar and Paqueta in that position. So they needed somebody with a bit more legs.
But well done for Liverpool to go into the international and World Cup break with back-to-back wins just to get the momentum a bit. Now the cars, when I said it was turning and we're doing a bit.
Oh, relax yourself.
No, I'm just saying that you can hear it. You can hear the engine start a bit now. Before it was turning and there was nothing, and you're looking at each other and saying,
I'm sorry,
petrol.
I'm sorry. The Premier League party will be over before that car starts. Okay,
is that you there? Is that
before you start that car to make to the Premier League party? It's
all
done.
over.
It's done.
It's all over. All right.
Okay, Arsenal beat you to it, but I will say something of Southampton. It's a poor assignment. When I saw who they named as manager, I'm sorry.
Well, I couldn't call Jones.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
You might have kept Ralph.
Yeah, I saw. I done my eyes like the cartoon there. I woke up and I was thinking, what the hell is this? And awful. I don't see he comes with no pedigree. I don't see, and sometimes I feel like if you're gonna leave a club and come manage in the Premier League, in the Championship, you must be doing bits. Like I want to see you blitz in that league before you come to a Premier League club. I'm surprised how these guys make jumps from these clubs when.
I think it was at Luton. Let's see where Luton. Yeah, carry on.
Luton should be like 7th or 8th in the Championship team.
They are. What's it called?
Where are they?
They're 10th mid-table.
Exactly. I remember something along those lines.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So the thing is, even though with Luton, you're doing work was where Luton have come from, but to make it to a Premier League side straight with that jump, it's a big jump. And
that's why
I don't know if the boards have made the right decision on sacking Hansen. I know Hansen, whatever his name is, he
Alfred Houston,
yeah, he goes through the bad ones, but he's always kept them. He's always kept them, and I feel like the situation wasn't that dire for them to get rid of him yet.
There you go. Yeah. We'll keep an eye on that. What's it called? Space. Another one.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the QPR manager didn't turn down the Wolves or I think the Bournemouth job, because he thought maybe he's not ready. And since that QPR managers turned down the job, I think QPR have yet to
they've been losing. Yeah.
There you are. But moving on to another team that's on, I think, on a losing streak. I think it's they haven't won in 3 or the last 4 games.
Everton.
No, we'll come to Everton there, but this one is the one that spent 255 million, and their owner thinks he's football manager, fantasy league football, you name it, and all sorts.
Spell out my neighbours. Chelsea, the London neighbours.
There you go. Still, what the hell is happening over there? Graham Potter. You look at the lineup that he put out. I know there was injuries and a few things, but the way it's going. Instead of them employing Graham Potter, they need Harry Potter, for God's sake. It's that bad. They need magic there, because every week I see the goal expectations percentage so low now. It's 0.0. I think it was 0.29 or whatever. It's so low. No one's expecting them to score goals. And then you look at the lineup that they had out, the last game.
That was awful.
The worst lineups in the last 10, 15 years. Look at the
Chelsea. Chelsea. Yeah. Gallagher, Broja, Hull, Loftus-Cheek wing back. Listen, this is an embodiment of a manager who listens to his own hype, who listens to the media hype and feels that because he's better than
his fault?
I know, definitely.
What, do you know what's on him?
Yeah, no, facts. Everything on him. Wow, everything on him. The Chelsea squad, what he's doing with the Chelsea squad, he's underachieving, and they've lost 4 out of 5, and that's form wise. And the only time the one game they won was in the Champions League against a Dinamo Zagreb team that beaten them previously anyway.
Yeah.
So, but you look at that. So for me, I feel like you look at the lineup against Newcastle. There is no way Hull should be playing. Starting that game when you've got a guy you spend 50 million on Cucurella, number one.
Yeah.
There's no way Broja. I don't care what Broja did at Southampton, which he didn't really light up. He did okay, just about okay. There's no way.
I think Aubameyang's been doing nonsense anyway. I know there's no service, but yeah, carry on.
There is no service. You start when you start that guy. There's no way Broja should be starting. Okay, number 2, you go into that midfield. How the hell is Loftus-Cheek playing wing back? Once again, there is no way he should be playing wing back. He's got no pace, he's got no legs. So how is he playing wing back? There's no way he should be doing that. No way.
I think what Potter's doing, he's doing like going in the hat, and then every week he takes out the name out of the hat, and these two are going to be playing that wing back. Previously, Pulisic and Sterling.
Yeah.
Before that, this and that. Then
do you know what it is? He's trying to do some English contingent though with the whole of this cheek, Mount, Gallagher, Chalaboa. Man, my friend, listen, Gallagher shouldn't even people Gallagher behind this. Who's Gallagher?
There's no one. Even when he got on, we're talking about if we got enough time, we'll talk about England call up, surprising call up as well.
And then you make that squad to Newcastle, and you're telling me Gallagher has got more levels than Pulisic. Gallagher has got more levels than Ziyech. Like who are you, Potter? Who are you? I blame him. I blame him completely.
Potter, he could be out in the January sales. We'll watch that space.
It could be.
It could be because Americans, especially when they spend that, because I can't remember a team in any of the Premiership for the last few years where they spent so much money in one transfer window. I'm trying to rate my memory
in a short space of time. Even though
in one summer, 255 million, and then you look at it and then you say where. But moving on anyway, he needs to watch himself, and he's got about 3 or 4 games, if not less, to sort it out before maybe he gets a chop. But moving on to the second team of the moment this season, Newcastle. They
can't do no wrong, man.
They can't do no wrong.
They can't do no wrong.
Once again, kept a clean sheet, and once again, were always the better team. Yeah. Chelsea never looked like scoring in that game. It was just about a bit like Arsenal when Arsenal played Chelsea. Yeah, it was about when would Newcastle score, and once again, it's different. And Newcastle was just like a bit like Arsenal. Different players can turn up and score. What a finish!
They're all doing it now. They're all doing it. But once again, credit to the main man at the time side. Maybe he should get a new contract, Miguel Almiron, because he came up with this system, do some crazy runs. Definitely. And listen, I'm just happy because I felt like when Newcastle, when they got bought by the billionaire, I thought they did spend a lot of money. But I thought they were going to just buy crazy and get missionaries in. But they've been a bit meticulous with the sort of players they brought in, and they studied their profile. And even though it's so funny that the Isaac guy has not played for a while, but the players they got playing, he's injured, I know. But so the players they got playing at the moment are actually playing to the best of their ability. And then I know I had people shouting for the left back Burn for Newcastle to make it. And sometimes when you think about it,
for England,
for England, obviously he's untried, but once again, if Gallagher's making it, then God goodness, then
there you are. So it's open season.
I should be in the hat.
Definitely. But well done, Newcastle and Eddie Howe. If they can keep up that form, they can cause a real upset for one of the the vacant spaces, one of the last 2 vacant spaces in the top 4. They're moving on to another team. What's it called? Topsy-turvy, and the manager was under a bit of pressure.
Wait.
Stadium.
Conte.
I know there's loads of managers under pressure nowadays. What's it called? You just have to try and guess who it is. But what's it called? Conte Spurs there still. And once again, just a bit like Liverpool, but their one's worse. The 8th game in a row where they've conceded first. When can they stop that? And go on. What do you think of that game? What topsy-turvy game that was?
It was. And it seems to be the same story with one guy coming up with the rescuing goods there, Bentancur. He's done 3 late winners there. Bournemouth. He's done this one against Leeds. He's done in the Champions League, and he's on form. He's doing some goals. He's doing assists. So I feel like that's the one shining thing that the Spurs fans will talk about.
Because we said it last week. The summer transfers from Spurs have been poor, but it was the January transfer 2 players that they bought that have been quality since they've turned up at the Hotspur Stadium, and they're the ones that are getting them out. It's them that's digging their I was going to say their heels, but their boots in. Their heels might be DCL. We'll talk about him anyway.
Right.
But well done there for Spurs, because they needed that win there because there was too much pressure going on there. And Leeds.
But wait. Just I'll go quickly. And that shows sometimes, as a manager, you need to know when to change it. So for this game, he went with Kulevetsky and who else did he go for? Richarlison. And then that's what happens. You need to play an attacking team. You need to play an attacking team. And look at they scored. Obviously, they conceded much more than they would like. But they were more fluent with the goals. So you need to play an attacking team.
Because him playing defensive,
they were still conceding anyway. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you might as well go on the offensive. There you go.
Exactly.
And then this is the first time I think a team in the last, I can't remember, for a while has led 3 times and lost the game. They said that's the first time a team has done that in quite a while. And I think we got a bit too hyper. They got too hyper. If you go in the league 3 times, try and have better game management. How are you going to tell me you concede 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes? Especially when you concede, you get the ball back in the center circle. So how are you going to tell me that as soon as you get the ball back, before you know it, the ball? I'm sorry, not at this level. Not at this level.
What do you mean? Listen, it's happened so many times. In fact,
I agree. I know it's happened, but isn't it poor game management?
It is poor game management. As an Arsenal fan, we've done this before. We played Newcastle many years ago. RIP to Czech Tiote. and we were playing Newcastle, and
brilliant game. You were
we
3
took
up,
the lead.
wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we lost the game 4-3 there with Tiote Screamer.
Yeah.
Wait, did we lose the game or was it 4-4? I can't remember anyway, but I can't remember. I think we lost the game.
Possibly 4-4,
A draw.
I think.
4-4.
Yeah.
But we blew it. And like vice versa, Arsenal have been on the giving end when we played Spurs at the Emirates, and Fabregas straight from the center circle ran through the whole Spurs team and scored.
Mm.
It happens.
But yeah, it can happen. But well, I mean, the young Somerville scoring, I think, third or fourth game in a row there. He's on fire.
He's on fire.
It's like the old NBA game where once you're on fire, you can shoot from anywhere and the ball's going in the hoop. And that's what's happening with Somerville. even Rodrigo is scoring. He got a brace. They're not missing the Leeds equivalent of Peter Crouch in Bamford. Rodrigo's doing very well.
I think Bamford is gone. He's finished.
Yeah, it was a disappointing result for Leeds because they were on a good run there, but it's just that they need to sort out
they need to watch it now. Back-to-back defeats for them. They need to watch it.
That's what I'm saying. So they just need to watch it. And another team, because there's a couple of managers tossing a coin between if we go for West Ham's game or Everton's, but we have to go for Everton's game. Bournemouth versus Everton. I think I had that on my accumulator as a I think I had it as a draw. I think I had it as a draw because I was just trying to be nice.
I had it as a draw, but my goodness, Everton are in trouble.
They're in big trouble.
1 minute they were in deep trouble, then they were okay. Now they're in their business.
Didn't we say at the start of this season there, Everton, Frank Lampard's got them hard to beat.
You were saying that.
Well, you were with me as well, saying that you're the football Tussle stats man, saying that these are the amount of games that they've not conceded in and all that. Now they're conceding for fun. And another thing is, my God, you look at the lineup. Is it fair play that's affecting them? Because how can you not have a reliable goal scorer? I know DCL is injury prone, but Malpay or whatever they bought, how much was he from Brighton? Was he a free transfer?
I think he's either a free or ball. I think less than 2 million. Like I'm sure he's free. Let me just have a
they're a bit like They're a bit like Wolves there, where you can tell in certain games that they might not be able to score. And this was another one where that's why we put them down for the draw. Very good victory there for Bournemouth there still, but at the end it showed that the fans are turning. Why it will be when you've lost a game like that 3-0, you would take your shirt off and throw it in the crowd. It was sent back to you. Take your shirt back. How rude are you sending me your shirt because that was such a poorness from him. And next minute, the fans were out of control. They were lucky that the stewards and the police were able to get there. And Frank had to come out. Frank is walking a tightrope.
Very tight. So, very tight.
He's lucky that they didn't sack him now. But if he can't get his cards in order, he'll be out in the January sales for sure. But time permitting, well done to Bournemouth. But if Everton can't sort themselves out, they're in big trouble.
Many clubs will be shopping around during the World Cup anyway. You know.
Of course. And another one we're going to be talking about, what's happened to West Ham? They spent a lot of money this season, yet again this summer. Every season they're buying strikers of some funny kind of strikers, and now the Italian one that looks like a pasta dish, a pasta. Was it Scamecca? Is that a pasta dish? Samanca or whatever. Is that with what's it called, Domio or whatever sauce? It looks like sour sauce anyway.
Don't brush him too hard. You had him in your fantasy. Don't track up on air and try to run him down. You believed in him.
And that's finished me. But once again, well done to Leicester. They're on a good run there. I think that's back-to-back clean sheets as well. And obviously, Maddison scored the goal there to show his surprise call up there. And one of your players in your fantasy team there, the old H Barnes there, Harvey Barnes. Well done. For me, well done to Leicester there. They're on a little run there. Because Rodgers was under mighty pressure. They were clean bottom of the table with no wins from 4 or 5 games or whatever.
And guess what? In 7 games, they've conceded only 1 goal against Man City. Would you believe that? Before the narrative with them for all last season and this season were like, they can't keep a clean sheet. Football's a funny game.
There you go.
When you think you know it all, then it turns a corner.
There you
Imagine
go.
6 clean sheets.
Well, there you are.
Wow.
Well done to them. Brilliant from them. Quickly moving on to the other game on Saturday, Forest versus Palace. A poor result from Palace there quickly. And Zaha, even though it was a soft penalty, blew himself there. What's it called? Missing a penalty. But a very good win, a very much needed win there for what's it called? Palace there. I mean, for not Forest to keep themselves now in the pack. Because what's it called? They were before, what's it called? Away from them. But now they're in a pack. Moving on, well done to them anyway. Makes it more interesting for the teams fighting for relegation, about 4 or 5 of them. Moving on to Sunday's game. Or was it good afternoon, good evening? Back-to-back wins for the former Arsenal manager and Villarreal.
We know Emery. We know Emery's got now anyway, so we know Emery's a good manager. But Brighton, the Zebri or whatever his name, needs to be careful because his philosophy. 1 minute, I mean, he's doing all right. They went on a 3-game run, obviously beating Arsenal in the cup as well. But he needs to be careful.
Arsenal's got bigger fish to fry. But
exactly. But he needs to just be careful with the Premier League results.
What's happening with Brighton? It's a bit like what happened with them last season with Potter when they're up there. The nosebleed starts happening and they drop there. But well done to Villa now. What's it called? This you wouldn't think it's the same team that that Gerrard was struggling with. Now Villa is up to 12 and then back-to-back wins there as well. So very good.
Yeah, he's made some changes to the starting lineup. So what he's done is incorporated the kid Ramsey in the team.
Back.
McGinn's back and Camera, and he's and then he said to himself the likes of Buendia and Bailey. You can't have too many of those guys starting the games with stupid ass. I said stupid ass. I blown them.
And the good thing that Coutinho's injuries come at a good time because Coutinho's out of the squad, and even Watkins, what's it called?
Yeah, Watkins.
I think Watkins was injured in that game.
He was injured.
He was on the bench. Yeah, he was injured. But yeah, definitely well done to Emery. And as you said, the top quality manager, and he's worked his magic already. Let's move on quickly to the final game of the fixtures there. Fulham versus Man United, and Man United were lucky to get 3 points there. They didn't deserve 3 points from what I was watching. But United once again came up with some direct magic and won them the game there still. First goal there for Eriksen there.
I would say Eriksen was the main man because he's got an assist and a goal. And I would probably say to the United fans, Eriksen has been your best player this season.
But Fulham once again, they must hate the teams from Manchester to be conceding goals, late winners to them, back-to-back weeks now, back-to-back weekends. I mean, we could do the old chestnut line of they take something from the game, but when you lose in the games, there's only so much you can take.
It's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. But like I said, but I have said every game Fulham have played this season, they've not looked out of place. They've been beaten, yes. They've been beaten, yes, but they look like they could have gone ahead to win the game, and the difference in class isn't that much against the opposition. So credit to Fulham anyway.
Let's just finish off with the sensational interview from Cristiano Ronaldo regarding he says that he's been betrayal by Man United's manager, certain people. What did you think of that exclusive there? Normally people do that as the employee once you're gone. You don't normally do it while you're still there. In certain jobs, that could come under gross misconduct.
No, it is. There's rumors that the United are seeking legal advice and he might be finding
to end his contract.
Legal advice, and they might find him for over £1 million. But listen, Ronaldo wants out, and it just shows you for me a player who, I could see both sides. I could see Ronaldo wants United to do better, and he wants to play in a team that are performing better, and he expected United to kick on and stuff like that. But at the same time, you don't diss a club like that, man. He finished United.
He finished them. He said there's been no improvement since Alex Ferguson left in 2013. He said the training ground is the same. He said the canteen is the same.
Imagine.
He said the swimming pool is the same. It's almost a bit like Gary Neville when he said the Old Trafford is rusty and leaking. The whole thing that it's all outdated and there's been no improvements. And
imagine,
trophy-wise, is a bit correct as well. But to blow the whole of the whole establishment like that,
it blew it. And for when man's talking about the showers are the same and and they're cooking stuff which he loves, but he's still seeing the old lady from when he was
See?
21. Imagine.
See?
It's a
See?
blow. And then my man wanted to even blow in Wayne Rooney. Let me
Wayne
not talk
Rooney.
about let me not talk about your face or
That's it. I'm still playing at the highest level, but looking at you and what's it called, you can't and all that kind of thing. And well, he went in deep there still. But we'll watch that space on what will happen in the next coming weeks.
So what's your take on that? What's your take on Ronaldo doing that? I think that was messed up.
I think what's it called? It was out of order, even though most of it or half of it was true. But you, as I said, you don't do that while you're still employed by the team. You normally do it when you're gone. But moving on there,
no respect as well. No respect for Ten Hag.
No respect at all for anything there, even for your teammates. But moving on now, the World Cup is coming. Who's your favourite for what's it called? Your top 3 favourites to win it? Because we've got time to miss it quickly.
I would go with France. I would go with Brazil, and it's a tough one as well. France, Brazil, Argentina.
I'm going for what's it called? Brazil, Argentina, and then I'll put England there still. That's it. There you are.
What,
England are number 3, what's it called? But I'm sorry, the reason I can't say France there because we can't be having teams winning back-to-back World Cups there. It'd be too much there.
It'll be too much, but it's been done before.
It's been who done it?
Brazil.
What's it called? That was what year was that? What's it?
It's a long time ago. It's a long time ago.
That's why. That's what I'm saying in the 70s or whatever. But yeah, what's it called? It's been eventful stuff there. I mean, we're gonna try and maybe do a 1 or 2 special football tussle shows while the World Cup goes on. We'll try and make an appearance there and see what's happening. We'll try our best there. Don't miss us too much there. Still, but keep subscribing and watching and spreading the words.
Definitely.
But yeah, we look forward to the World Cup anyway and see how it goes.
Who's going to win the World Cup?
Well, I've gone for Brazil anyway, but Argentina, maybe this is Messi's last chance. It is his last chance anyway. Portugal's not winning it.
Oh, no, they'll know. They're missing 2 good players as well.
Nigeria.